I was born in the city. New York was always in my blood, in my soul, if you will. And I can remember coming as a small child with my father. It's one of my first memories, but I remember saying, I want to live here. This would be a great place to live, as a little boy. Eight years. Yeah, I came 8 years ago to a neighborhood that I had heard about, dined here, gone to Feast of San Gennaro. And then when Cardinal Egan suggested that I come here, my heart had this little upbeat, and I embraced it lock, stock, and barrel. Love it here. Love the people. The people who came before us, and we're doing a lot of planning for the people yet to come. Well, change is difficult. I'm a person that likes routine and resists change. But if you want things to stay the same, or at least the essential things, you've got to change. And to protect those things that are essential. For instance, the school, which was one of the three legs, maybe there are more, maybe there are four, but I can think of three: the church, the family, the school. And I guess the other would be the vibrant community itself, the business community and the interaction with the other three. But the school certainly was very important, and it felt very dramatically and financially and enrollment, the change that occurred here in demographics in the population. If you know the neighborhood, it's a beautiful neighborhood. It's a landmark historic district. The buildings, however, are then old and don't have the elevators and the amenities that new housing has. So people move to, better themselves in terms of their housing product, and thus change the neighborhood, right? And yes, there were other factors too. But the school then depopulated. It became, there was 100 children in the school when it finally closed 4 years ago. And 50% of them didn't live in the borough of Manhattan. So that's sort of like, what? What is that about? It's hard for neighborhood people even to comprehend that, that would happen, but it did. We sold most of the building, but I'm very proud of the fact. I know it's not a consolation to everybody, but we didn't sell all of it building, served for our own ownership. Church still owns the core and most historic part of the building. And it's where Catholic education started. Catholic parochial school education started in the forepart of the 19th century. It was Archbishop John Hughes and the Sisters of Charity started parochial school education at 32 Prince Street. And we didn't sell 32 Prince Street. So we're going to restart a form of Catholic education that's different. We don't have the families and numbers of small children like we did even 40 years ago. Noticeable difference in the streets and the activities here. But we're going to address our religious formation, our spiritual formation to young adults. And that's the population that abounds here. Recently, because of the merger of parishes that have occurred within the last year in the Archdiocese of New York, I find myself as pastor not only of this historic church, the Basilica of St. Patrick's Old Cathedral, but also of the nearby Venerable Church of the Most Precious Blood, which is also the shrine church of San Gennaro, the patron saint of Naples, Italy, and of this street. So again, there will be changes, but I hope that the kinds of changes that will occur will support and uplift the history that's here and reconnect people that may have moved away. But, when people say there are no Italians here anymore, it ain't true. They're here. They're here not only in the spirit of what has happened here in the past, but the people who have moved away, their hearts are still here. And there are so many people who have that, for instance, sleep in a different county than where they work. All right. So in this case, I think their soul is here, although their feet and their hands might be sleeping in another district. So there's this constant coming back to the neighborhood. So it maintains the flavor and the spirit of Little Italy. What I think the church can do is what it always has done. The great cathedrals of Europe had activities and festivals and programs that promoted the economic welfare and well-being of the people, because the church was always the heart of the community. So we hope to be doing that here at the Basilica and at the Church of the Precious Blood, now that we're married in Road 1 in Parish.